will make sense to you by the end of the video. Hey everybody, Shaya here. We often think that we could act at optimal levels at every moment of the day, but this is really a big mistake because no one could be 100% of the time. And in fact, as our feeling state changes and as our thinking state changes, that 100% is going to look different depending on the level of thinking and feeling in that moment. I wanted to share a story about this. It was the other night, it was the Shabbos, Friday night meal. One of my kids spilt a cup of water on the table. Another kid was complaining that there was not enough food for them. Another kid just was taking their fork and tapping it on the glass and making a lot of noise. And it was just one of those Friday night meals. And as this is happening, I'm getting more riled up, I'm getting more upset. And what happens, all of a sudden I snap and I burst at the kids and I said, "All right guys, that's it. Meal's over. Everyone up to your room." And they all ran up in a huff and a puff. And right after that, I started feeling pretty bad. Like, that's what I do. I'm ruining the Shabbos meal for all my kids. I mean, I know better than that. I should be able to handle it differently. What's wrong with me? Now, I'm certainly not making excuses for my yelling. Just as those feelings started to come, it occurred to me that 100% is going to look different to me depending on where my feelings are at. So what I'm saying is really common sense over here, that when you feel a certain way, you act a certain way. And when a person's feeling lower, they're going to act that way as well. And just knowing that there's a general ebb and flow, a give and take to our feeling states is really, really helpful. So I didn't spend the rest of the evening beating myself up and feeling terrible about what happened, because no one could be 100% of the time. A metaphor I like to share for this is like a long distance runner. A long distance runner knows they need to take into account all the highs and the lows, and if they sprint, they burn out. They can't perform at peak performance always. So they kind of take that into account, and that provides them a certain respect for the ebb and flows of the course. But a sprinter could only sprint a very short distance, and then they can't run anymore. So in life, we're in it for the long haul. We're like the long distance runners. And I feel that if people really knew this and really understood the truth of this very clearly, that you can't always perform on the same levels all the time, and that our 100% is going to look different depending on our feeling state in that moment. So I think that people would really ease up on themselves, and it would provide a lot of forgiveness and comfort and a lot of strength for people to go forward in life. If people would see that acting at peak performance is going to look different depending on your feeling state, and that no one, and I mean nobody, can act at peak performance all day long, so they would actually operate better. They'd be more in line with the way the system is created, the way that we're created as humans, going in flow in life with that system, instead of always trying to sprint uphill and going against the system. So instead of fighting the rules of creation, it would just be more natural to go in flow with the way humans are created as part of the human condition. As always, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, push that like, and stay tuned for more. Have a good one.